time for a wheezy wander up there. Tonight, I'm just having a quick check to see if there's any glowworm larvae on the path here. Is along sections A, B, C and D in Clipston Quarter. It's a few days, or about a week really, since conditions have potentially been suitable enough. It's far more mild today than it has been, say, for at least a week. Temperature on the way here was 12.5, so I'm quite hopeful that we may be able to find a teeny weeny little glowworm larva. I won't find one stood here, will I? It's not that many weeks ago really since all this was cleared, and there's big change in the grass here. You can see now how it's greened up. Some areas where it was worst affected by the bramble, notably in parts of section A, it's still struggling to come through, and we're relying on the grass having to sort of germinate. The seeds are just starting to germinate now, but by mid-June this will look beautiful. Might even be before that. We need some favourable growing weather now, some mild conditions and a bit of sunshine. That will make all the difference. I'm having to hold back because there's a bloke up there with about 300 dogs. The chance of finding a live glowworm larva is slim. And unfortunately, I've no sooner just finished filming that piece, and here we are. This would have been about 17 mil. You allow a mil squashed at the front end. Look, the back end's fine. And this is just as we come down section B. 6 glowworms I found on this path now, 50% of which have been in this state. Things aren't looking good for the glowworm here, and I know some people will say you're over exaggerating. Experience, lots and lots of experience, well over sort of 1200 visits to this site recording glowworms in the adult stage and in the larval stage, tells me that I'm not overreacting. Things are serious for this beetle here. In all the videos that I do, I try and put things on a positive slant to give them a positive slant. People don't like negativity. Unfortunately, negativity often is a complete reflection of the truth on what's really going on at a site and regarding a certain species. Glowworms here are still under great threat. Huge advancements in protecting and helping the glowworm here have been made with the clearance of all the grass strip here. That's absolutely marvellous. But I need to apply the pressure on those concerned to get this path reinstated to its full width, or at least as near to the full width as possible. In this instance, I will take the path to about there, with about a foot off this other side. Finding the larvae that I have, the glowworm larvae that I have, and 50% of those being dead, or dying, it's hard to get a positive out of that. The only positive that I can try and get out of it is the fact that it does illustrate the great problems here that glowworm larvae have. The big hurdle and stumbling block is the old thing that we've had before. Glowworms have no conservation status whatsoever. If any conservation organisation wants to help glowworms and protect them and encourage them, they've got to want to do it. They don't need to do it. I've been waylaid. Been talking to the chap there with the 300 dogs. He's one of these characters, lovely bloke. He's one of these characters that's known this area right back to the 1970s. Boy, it sounds as though it's changed. We've just been talking about various stories with deers and badgers and all sorts. What a cracking chap. Right, so now this is section D, of course, and it's a case of wandering up here. Hopefully we can find a live glowworm larva. Brighten things up a bit. I can see there's a few silver birches here, just tucked away under the mighty centre tree where I am. And they're coming into leaf. Well, they're in leaf. They're the first ones here that are in leaf. Spring and the year presses on regardless. Well, my plan is, now I've reached this majestic old tree, is to have 5 minutes just at the top of section J there. I might even see if I can turn up a couple of old labels, retrace the history of some old glowworms. I do like doing that, and I haven't done it for a week or two. So don't shout at me if I do. But just the one glowworm larva on the way up, which unfortunately hadn't made it. It's such a shame. Glowworm larvae have a 2-year cycle, which makes it even worse. They go through 2 winters, or 3, some can. Go through all that, go through all the elements, all the bad weather, and come waltzing out onto a path and someone treads on them. That's probably what's knocked us and upset us the most, really, to be honest. Get so close to becoming adult and then have that opportunity to reproduce, breed, and keep the species going. All taken away from them. That might sound too romantic and involved, but when that happens to 50% of the larvae on a site, or in one area of the site, it takes its toll over the years. Right, time for a steady wander down. It stayed cloudy, which is good, and the light is good actually. I thought I was starting to run out of light and I was getting a bit worried about that on the way up, but we're fine. And I've given it 5-10 minutes up here. Hopefully a glowworm larva may have wandered on the path. There's no other people been up, so if there's one on the path it should still be alive if and when I find it. Well, found one, and it's alive. Let's put this ruler at the side of it. It's just about to start to move again, I think, by the looks of it. I need to add on about 1 mil. It's not at full stretch yet, but you allow a mil or 2 mil, depending on how much they've sort of constricted, but you always allow 1 or 2 mil for the back end, which is curled underneath. And we're looking at a larva at about 16 mil length. So this chap is lucky and will get moved off the path. It'll be safe now anyway. Don't like to move them too far off the path, but just enough. Don't like to sort of chuck them right into the middle of the grass strip, because that interferes with things. But at least we've got a live one. Excellent. It's got a bit breezy the last 5 minutes. I've just got this last little bit of section A to walk through and back to the car and home. At least there are some positive results to put on the website. It'd be nice if we get a few more sort of mild days where I can come up here, or where it warrants coming up here. It's still early in the season, but apparently they're talking of it getting a bit colder again towards the end of this week. You just don't know who to believe. But the big positive is that at least out of all the glowworm larvae that I've found this year so far, I've found more live ones than dead ones. Things are picking up.